Hey, fourth grade friends, how are you today? It's Friday, so hopefully you're doing really good because it's almost the weekend. I know the time change has probably been a little rough for this week, so hopefully you'll be able to get some good rest this weekend, maybe relax a little bit or have some fun. But before we can do that, you know what we must do? Number corner. We're going to look at our calendar grid today, and then we're going to figure out what our collection is this month. So stay tuned. Today is Friday, November the 6th, and we've already got a pattern going on here that we've developed. So let's see what today's marker looks like. What do you think it's going to be? Knowing that yesterday was 4:40, today might be 5:50. Yeah. And notice that our hand is really close to the 6 because it's almost 6 o'clock. In 10 minutes, it'll be 6 o'clock. So let's add this to our recording sheet. So now we have 11:06, and it is 5:50. Is it still a.m.? Yes, it is before midday. Still, some of you may wake up at this time. Usually I'm still asleep at this time, to be honest. All right, so we're still continuing with our pattern of an hour and 10 minutes. And so now we have collected 5 hours and 50 minutes. Are you guys noticing a pattern here with these numbers? 1 hour, 10, 2 hours, 20, 3 hours, 30, 4 hours, 40, 5 hours, 50. Maybe, maybe not. All right, well, let's talk about our collection for this month. This month is going to be a little bit interesting to do it virtually, but we're going to try really hard, and I think it'll work out, okay? Because we are going to collect a cup of water for every day we're in school this month. A cup of water a day. So before we get there, I have a couple questions. How big do you think a cup is? How about a pint? A quart? A gallon? You telling me that you remember some of this from third grade? That's awesome if you do, and if you don't, guess what? You're going to become well acquainted with it as we work through our collection this month. So, does a cup always mean the same thing? Well, how many cups of milk do you drink each day? And if you don't drink milk, how many cups of water? Who uses cup measures? Bakers, maybe your mom or dad or people who are cooking? Sure. All right, well, when you buy milk at the store, because I'm sure you guys have seen your parents or a guardian buy milk at the store, what are some different size containers you can purchase? Right, a gallon of milk, quart of milk, a half gallon. Yeah, awesome. So here is a measuring cup. Let me make myself bigger here. Here is a measuring cup. And you can see that it says 1 cup right here. Okay? So looking at that, do you think you drink more or less than a cup of a liquid at home? Every time you have a glass of milk or water or juice, you think you drink more? You think you drink less? About the same? Okay, well, here's a quart container. Here's my quart container. So you can see it's bigger than a cup here. Here's my quart container. Each day, we are going to add a cup to this quart container. And we'll mark the level that the water stops at using some masking tape on the side so we can show how much has been added. So, how many days do you think it will take to fill this container if we're pouring a cup of water for every day that we're in school? How many days? Well, how many containers do you think we're going to fill this month, the month of November? Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and start by adding our first cup. And guess what? I have some colored water here so we can really see what's happening. I am going to carefully pour my water, my 1 cup of water, because I've already pre-measured it out. And I'm going to get some tape. And I'm going to mark along the side where the water actually stops. And it stops about right. Got to put it on a flat surface so I can be really accurate. About right here. You'll see that? The green water, green tape, and I know I'm probably not holding it as straight as possible right now. But that's about where it stops. Okay? That's our current water level for just 1 day of school. All right? Now that you can see how much water is filled with 1 cup, do you want to adjust the estimates that you've made about how many it might take to fill up this whole container, or how many containers we may fill up this month? All right, well, let's add the rest of our water for the month. So far, we've been in school for 4 days. Today's day 4 of Number Corner. So we got 1 day. I'm going to add another day. We see that? Right, here's the new level. Let me put it down again. You can see about right here. Right, day 3, here we go. It's day 3. And that's about, so you can see what I'm doing here. Right here. Right, and now let's pour in our last cup of water. Here we go. We made it to the top. We filled up this whole quart pitcher. We made it to the top. See? Well, how many cups did it take for us to fill up this whole thing? Yeah, it took 4 cups because there are 4 cups in 1 quart. So we're going to look at our cups, quarts, and gallons recording sheet. But first, just to show you, here's a cup. We got some quarts here. We just filled up 1 full quart. And eventually we might have to fill up a gallon. So that was just a sneak peek. And you may see my little big G in the background here. But let's fill it out. So far, we added 1 cup. Well, the first day we added 1 cup, which was 1/4 of a quart, because now we know that it takes 4 cups to fill up 1 quart. So if I only had 1 day, which is 1 cup, then I'm going to have 1/4. Okay? On my second day, I now have 2 cups, which is 2/4. And we know 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2, right? Let's add an equation there to represent what we just did. We did 1/4 plus 1/4, which equals 2/4, right? And we know that 2/4 is equal to 1/2. Are you with me so far? I'll write another equation that shows it in multiplication. 2 times 1/4 equals 2/4. That's what we did. We did 1/4 2 times. Are you with me? Okay. So then on day 3, we added our 3rd cup. So then we have 3/4, which is 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, which equals 3/4. Or how could I write that as a multiplication problem? I could write 3 times 1/4 equals 3/4. Yeah. There's also another way I could have written this. I could say that 3/4, and so I'm just going to add on to this equation because equal signs means things are equivalent, and this is equivalent. 3/4 is the same thing as saying 1/2 plus 1/4, because remember we had 3/4, and we know 2/4 is a half. All right, are we good? Awesome. Well, then let's look at day 4. We added another cup, so now we have 4 total cups, which means we have 1 full quart. If I continue to pour any more in here, it is going to overflow, and we do not want to do that. So that means our quart is full. We would need to get another quart for tomorrow. Okay, of 1 full quart. So how can I write an equation for that? Good. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 equals how many fourths? 4/4. And what do we know about 4/4? That equals 1 whole. Good. Or if I want to write that as a multiplication problem, it would be 4 times 1/4 equals 4/4, because I have 4 1/4. Each time I poured a cup, that was 1/4. All right. I want you to make some observations about what you're seeing on our chart. Right, so you see the numbers are going up. 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups. So tomorrow will be 5 cups, right? Right? Yeah, we're counting by a fourth, but we're using equivalent fractions. 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. So it's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. But when I use equivalent names, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1. Very nice. Right, we're adding 1 whole cup every single day. And the cups aren't going to fill up the quarts by itself. We need how many cups to fill up a quart? Right, we need 4 cups. That means 4 days have to pass in order for our quart to be filled. All right, we have to fill a quart completely before we can start a new quart, just by the way. So every day, we're going to be adding water to our collection. And we're going to see what's going to happen with our recording sheet and if any new patterns or any new equations are going to come about based on what we have so far. Okay? All right, so that actually concludes our day 4. Great job today. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend.